All right, welcome back to the Black Summit. It's good to be back with you guys today. I'm Brooks.
And I'm Hendrix.
And today we're going to be hopping into a number of different stories that we're kind of following. We're going to be talking about Deion Sanders. It's been great. Colorado.
Coach Prime.
They have been sensational to start off the year. We'll also be talking a little bit about Jimmy Fallon. But our first story today that we've been following is the story of this guy who in Pennsylvania got away from the police, escaped prison and has been on the run for the past 6 days, I believe. And he ended up getting a gun out of a garage, somebody's open garage. And it had a scope on it and stuff like that. And it looked like he was about to go do some crazy stuff. But last night, they got the gunman.
We're looking at live pictures of the capture of escaped fugitive Daniello Cavalcante, convicted murderer who's been on the lam for more than 2 weeks. And these are aerial images of just an enormous SWAT team taking him down, cuffed, putting him into this van, cutting off his shirt as they identify him.
Folks have been applauding. There have been honks towards these troopers. There is definitely a sense of relief and, frankly, thanks that Pennsylvania State Police and this entire state, federal, and local law enforcement apparatus has been able to apprehend Cavalcante here.
All right, your thoughts on this story?
My thoughts on the story. I'm glad he's apprehended.
Well, he escaped on the 31st. Oh, he's been out for 2 weeks.
I'm telling you, man, that is amazing. You saw how he scaled that wall?
Yeah, that was wild.
This dude, look, he does. What's that thing? Parkour.
Yeah. Parkour.
What did he do?
Oh, I can read that story. So he actually. He was convicted of killing his ex-girlfriend in 2021 after brutally stabbing her and in front of her young children. So, this was a bad guy. He also committed a homicide inside of Brazil, that's where he's from.
Oh, he's Brazilian.
He's actually from Brazil. So this dude was not a good guy. And first of all, how did they let that man out of prison? How the hell did he get out of there?
He escaped. They didn't let him out.
I know, but how do you allow a person like that to escape? He's a convicted murderer.
I don't think they allowed him.
He's murdered a couple of people.
I don't think they allowed him. I think it was negligence on the.
That's what I'm saying.
On the guard's
That's what
part.
I'm talking about. I'm not saying that they let him out, but I'm saying that they basically let him out. I mean, how do you call yourself a maximum security place and you have that loophole?
Well, you got to think, man. You may have
crazy.
You may have and some prisons, I don't know if they are, but some I believe some prisons are still overpopulated. Mm-hmm. You may have a prison that may house maybe 10,000 inmates. Mm-hmm. I might be exaggerating, maybe 5,000 inmates. Mm-hmm. And it might be only 30 guards that work there. Or 3,000, 4,000 inmates. I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating the number.
That makes it seem like people can just escape any time. That stuff ain't safe, man. How you gonna run a prison like that? And this guy, look, I'm not saying that it was easy when he was going over that wall. Obviously I don't think I could do that. The way he was stretched out and basically I don't know what you would call that.
Was that in
parkour? Yeah, it's called parkour. That was just weird.
What prison was it? Was it in the States or
it was in Pennsylvania?
It was in
some prison in Pennsylvania. And it was just wild to see him just scale that thing, man. This was a maximum security place, and he just got out of there.
And where was he?
Nobody saw him
when they caught him. Where was he?
Let's see. It doesn't really say. I could play the clip again. It doesn't really say. Hold on.
Fugitive Daniello Cavalcante, convicted murderer who's been on the lam for more than 2 weeks. And these are aerial images of just an enormous SWAT team taking him down, cuffed, putting him into this van, cutting off his shirt as they identify him.
Folks have been applauding. There have been...
So it's Chester County, Pennsylvania. So that's kind of where they found him. So he didn't get that far. But yeah, he was out for 2 weeks, man. I mean,
I figured eventually they would they would apprehend him, but I didn't think he would stay up for 2 weeks. Normally when someone escapes, they would catch them within a matter of maybe 2 days at the most. I'm guessing.
I mean, it sounds like he was a professional because they could not capture that guy. I mean, like, and the fact that he got a gun and he was like stealing people's cars.
Oh, he was stealing people's cars?
Oh, yeah. This dude's like next level.
He should have just went off the grid and lived on the land. They probably would have never caught him.
I know. I thought he was going to like get away forever once he got the gun. I was like, oh, shit. Like, you ain't going to be able to find that dude. Because, like, he was, I don't know.
He was armed and dangerous.
I mean, that man's a professional.
Armed and considered to be dangerous.
I wish I was as good at my job as he is at being a criminal.
Yeah, and that brother, look, he's in shape too.
Yeah. Oh, listen. I mean, the way that he scaled that thing, you got to be in shape to do that.
And he has a life, so you would imagine he probably was locked up for a while, so he probably was just like doing calisthenics, doing push-ups, some sit-ups.
He was getting ready.
Squat. Yeah, he was planning out, man. It's like you ever saw the Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
That was a good movie, man. He was planning, man.
I'm sure that movie's like numbers are about to go up because of this dude escaping.
and dude, they played a Shawshank Redemption, the
Shawshank.
What I said, Shawship?
Yeah.
The Shawshank Redemption. They play that movie at least every month. I see that on some network.
Well, I ain't got cable no more, so I don't know.
Cable.
Yeah, I don't got cable. You got cable?
Yeah, of course. Is it on Netflix?
Okay. Hey, this man's balling. You got that money like that. Listen, I'm too poor,
Too poor. I can't tell with that Dick Tracy hat you got on. That fedora, y'all like his hat?
Yeah, this hat. Listen, this is a part of our new merch. You can go right on the store underneath. No, I'm just kidding. No. But no, I feel like most people don't have cable no more like that. You know?
Yeah, some people getting.
I mean, and I don't even watch TV anymore. Like I felt like back in the
millennial.
day.
Millennials don't watch TV.
Yeah,
y'all watch YouTube.
I watch this. I watch TikTok. I watch YouTube. I watch. I mean, every once in a while I watch some Netflix, but I've been like putting Netflix down too, man. I don't know. TV's done. Cable's done.
You think so?
The only thing that has me going back to cable is like sports, man.
But even with Hulu, you can stream that and Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's true.
Disney owns ESPN.
Yeah,
you can still use and some streaming service. You can pick up local networks because some people want that for the news.
Yeah.
But then on social media, you can see, you can follow your local news on Instagram or Twitter, and you can get coverage just as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, even with some sporting events now, you can. Some people be doing it a live stream on like TikTok.
Oh, really?
So like
pirate stream?
Yeah, they be pirating stuff. Like you're not supposed to do it, but like I'll be watching them.
That's what you watch.
I just watched the fight. I just watched Israel UFC.
Yeah. I saw that.
I watched that on TikTok.
Would you? Hey, now I'm a boxing dude. I'm not a MMA dude or UFC, whichever you call it. But I know who Israel is. Mm-hmm. So of course, naturally, I picked him to win. Uh-huh. If I saw that other guy, how he boxed, because the other dude came from a box, he was using the Philly shell. So I was like, oh, this dude. And then I was listening to the commentate, and they were saying that he spars at least 12, 13 rounds. I was like, oh man, this dude here know what he doing.
Yeah.
And I stand by this. I respect anybody who stepped into as in the ring, we would say the squared circle. And in MMA case, the octagon circle, and I respect anybody who's stepping. But I always say a lot of MMA fighters don't know how to box. They don't move their head, even though they may fight standing up. They don't know how to counter. That I've seen some don't counter punches. the biggest thing is to eventually either kick you or what's this? What they call this thing? What is that?
That's the hammer, man.
Oh, it's the hammer.
Yeah.
They hit you with that and then get you on the ground and then I guess get you into submission and make you tap out. Hey, and that's fine. But that dude was like, just like, man, when he caught Izzy with that one shot, and Izzy was throwing looping right hands.
Yeah.
Dude was throwing straight rights. Bam! He knew that was coming, shoulder rolled it. Well, which, let me see, he threw the looping right, shoulder rolled it, came in straight, caught him, and went down. But instead of he just naturally doing this, he was doing this. He trying to, and dude was.
That's what they do.
Dude was trying, and that is weird to me. Even if I was to do MMA, I would never do. I just don't feel right hitting somebody like this. I just don't understand.
So we're gonna see Strickland versus Mayweather.
McGregor?
I'm just kidding. Mayweather versus Strickland.
Nah, you never see that. Maybe Conor
actually,
said that
is
he
that
wants
his
to
name?
get back in there. Strickland, his name is Strickland.
Oh, okay.
Strickland, go ahead. He should fight. Was Conor retired? No, you can do Strickland versus your boy, the dude who you in love with. The dude who just fought Nate Diaz, Jake Paul. When you love some Jake Paul.
No, I'm not even. I don't even like them like that. All I'm saying is that they're making the sport more exciting and accessible, because I feel like all these other people who are boxing, I don't really know who they are.
Because you don't follow boxing like
Listen,
that.
they don't really have a following though. That's the thing. Like,
yes, they do. Trust me.
I mean,
I know
amongst like, no offense, old heads and like people who like bleed boxing.
No, I'm telling you, man. Like, you just not in that world. I'm just not in that world. Just the same way I'm not in the MMA world.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
You saw how you came into that fight.
Because I know the same way like you. We watch fights together because it's a big name person. Like, for example, the Canelo fight coming up. Yeah. Because you know who Canelo is. I think Canelo's
the only one that I like know like that besides Tank Davis.
Right, exactly.
Somebody I can name you. I mean, I can't name you right now, but I could like bring up like 10 different UFC people.
Exactly. See, and I can't. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not a UFC person.
But you know Mayweather. I mean Mayweather. You know Conor McGregor. You know like
Conor
people
and
from back at John Jones. You know who some of those
John
people
Jones
are.
and
like,
Silva. That's it. That's all I know. I don't know nobody else.
You knew who Diaz was
because he fought Conor McGregor.
Like you know a bunch of people. I feel.
And the dude who beat up Conor McGregor. What's his name?
I can't name you 5 boxing people. All I know is the Crawford dude who just won, right?
Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Of course, you just named Mayweather. Errol Spence is. He just fought Terrence Crawford.
Okay.
You then Tank Davis.
Okay.
Devin Haney. You got Shakur Stevenson.
I thought. So that's the thing. You got like the boxing people.
Canelo.
If they want to be relevant in today's world,
Charlo.
I'm gonna need them to like. They need to get on content. They need to do this.
They are, man. They are. You just don't follow boxing.
Boxing people need to get their social medias up. Dude,
this is where it's at, are you crazy? Oh my god, dude! Listen. Showtime has a Instagram just for boxing. Mm-hmm. ESPN has Ringside just for boxing.
Wait a minute.
You got the Zone just for boxing.
There. You're proving my point right there. Nobody watches cable anymore. Okay? You got to get on. I need you to get your TikTok up. I need you to get your Instagram up. I need you to get your YouTube up.
They're on there.
I don't know who the hell y'all people is.
You're just not in that world. Trust me, there is a strong presence.
I feel like I shouldn't have to get into the boxing world in order, because I'm a already like casual enough fan that like if I knew who you were, I will follow you. Like I know who Tank Davis is now, so I'm following him. I'm ready for the next fight.
If you watch boxing, you will find people who you will gravitate towards.
I mean,
and you would follow them.
Listen, I'm the only reason why I even follow Jake Paul is because it's like I know who he is.
Because he's a YouTuber.
I don't even like him like that.
Because you're a millennial. You watch YouTube. You watch YouTube.
I follow McGregor because I know who he is. You know, like. I'll watch a Mayweather fight because I know who he is.
But you don't like Mayweather.
Back in the day,
like Pacquiao.
Yeah, I don't like him, but I always root for him to lose. You know, but I remember back in the day, I used to follow like Sugar. I used to follow Oscar De La Hoya.
And think about it.
I used to follow all these different like boxing people. Today, there is nobody who's like doing anything really, except maybe the British guy. Crazy. I can't remember his name.
Joshua?
No, the British guy who, the heavyweight.
Joshua who?
Yeah.
You talking about Tyson Fury?
I'm talking about Tyson Fury. I'm talking about
no, bro. There's plenty dudes doing things. I'm telling you, you just not tapped in. You just
mentioned Joshua. I don't even know who that is.
Oh, Joshua. I think did Joshua had a fight? I can't remember. So you just not tapped in. The same way I won't lie to you. I'm not tapped into MMA. MMA is newer. MMA to me is okay, and I know this may sound, I know it's gonna sound like an oxymoron.
No,
to
go
me,
for it.
MMA is too brutal. I know that sounds retarded, right? And I like boxing because people
Can we say that? No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Now I'm calling myself retarded, but I know that sounds crazy. Mm-hmm. And I like boxing, and I get it. But to me, MMA is, I just see this looks so brutal, the way they be hitting. And, and not saying boxing is not brutal, but MMA is like, I think you can get, it gets more bloodier than boxing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It gets more, and then sometimes they tire out sort of quickly. Mm-hmm. Then you get on the ground, and they literally sitting down there resting, and you just kind of looking like, all right, nothing.
I was watching a Joe Rogan clip and he kind of broke it down. He broke it down, pretty well. And this is a clip he put that up like years ago. And he talks about why MMA is better than boxing. And he said, Joe Rogan comes on and he's like, yeah, I'm a boxing fan. Mm-hmm. But here's why it's better. Boxing only encompasses one thing. You're using your hands to go at a guy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. MMA is everything. You're fighting with everything, your whole entire body. You're throwing elbows, you're kicking, you are fighting for real. Whereas like boxing is just, you're just here the whole entire time. And that's why like I feel like a lot of people like UFC. Yes, is it violent? Yes, it might look more violent because you're using your whole body. Okay, but it is more entertaining, but I think that boxing could make a comeback. What boxing needs to do is they need to remove these promoter peoples because they always hold up the best fights. If we got a chance to see real fighting constantly how it is in the UFC, that's why Israel could go down, man. Israel only I feel like he only defended his title I think once. He lost.
No, I think
once
he
or
has
twice?
two losses, I believe.
He only was able to defend his title a couple of times before somebody else came and knocked him down. Whereas if Israel was like a Mayweather, he would be taking a bunch of these little sorry fights until nobody else was as good as him. No offense to the Mayweather people, but that's the truth.
You know what? I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with Joe Rogan and you. To me, I think true boxing fan, boxing is way more exciting. Do you want to see better fights? I agree you do. But we got Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Back in the Sugar Shane. No, I'm sorry, not Sugar Shane. And Sugar Ray Leonard in their era with Hagler and Hearns, all the tops fight. Now it's about business now. Mm-hmm. It's about business. And I do agree with far as the promoters, a lot of promoters, some promoters are in the way. But now it's about business. Some people don't want to take that L and they don't want to take the losses, which is messed up, Everybody they don't want their stock to go down, Mm-hmm. People feel like, well, if I fight this person, like who are they? If I beat them, they're gonna say that, oh, I'm too better. I was too advanced. There's a no win for them. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like you ain't a real fighter if you ain't willing to
get
lose
it and mix it up.
That's what makes it exciting. That's what makes it amazing. It's like, oh shoot, he could lose this fight, because he's going up against the best. Well, and then that way we can find out who the best is.
Well, but to have that on September 30th with Charlo and Canelo.
Please, Canelo's gonna win this. We already know.
Have you ever seen? You ever seen Charlo?
No, I don't even know who it is.
Oh my!
But listen, listen. Hold on.
No. Let me finish my point.
Let me say this real quick. One. Let me just say this. every time they're like, oh, this person may beat Canelo. Oh my God, this guy's gonna beat Canelo. Every time Canelo walks in there and it's just like boom,
you're not
and
a
it's
boxing
over.
fan. You're not a
That's
boxing
why I don't
fan.
really watch that.
I saw 2 fights where
Canelo's the main person.
Where Canelo lost, but
you
just not a Canelo fan. But look, I will say this: Charlo is a strong. They're fighting at 154. No, I'm sorry. I think they're fighting at 160, 61, 160, something. They might be in 160 somewhere around there because he had to come up to Canelo weight. Yeah, so they're fighting at. I think Charlo fights at 154, so he's coming up to Canelo weight. They're fighting at a catch weight. Now Charlo's a strong dude. He's a good fighter. Now, honestly, who am I leaning with? I'm leaning more with Canelo. I don't think Charlo haven't fought in 2 years. That's not to say that he has ring rust or anything like that, but I just think. I just think Canelo is the best Mexican fighter, and
but he's also gonna win.
Most Mexican. Now, I think it'll definitely be. It's not going to be easy for Canelo. I think Canelo is elusive. He's an evasive, and the one thing I will say about Canelo, I think when he fought Mayweather and he lost to Mayweather, he went back to the drawing board and changed up some things about us. He's good defensively. He moves his head. Because most Mexicans are known for one thing, like how Errol Spence fought. Only come forward, and a lot of Mexicans, they are flat-footed. Well, actually, that's not the sweet science. That's just boxing. You can do that in the streets. The true nature of boxing is to hit and not get hit. That's why people was mad at Mayweather. Well, why he running? Why he running? Technically, he never ran. He just know how to move out of the way of punches. And people get frustrated. So, like, typical. Just like with maybe even some people with anything. They troll you and they'll say this and that and the third when they disagree with you and things. And I mean, you don't have to like Mayweather. That's totally fine. Who you like. Hey, I mean, honestly, I'm a Mayweather fan, but really, when he fought De La Hoya, I honestly, truth be told, I felt like, hey, the fight could have went to De La Hoya. You know what I mean? But, they gave it to Mayweather. So, okay, and he solidified himself in the sport of boxing. Hats off to him. Can't knock him. But in this Canelo and Charlo fight, even though I'm still leaning towards Canelo, I've seen both of them in action. I just think Canelo, his skill, he's just slightly a step above. Now, the beautiful thing about boxing is very unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. I thought Errol would have get a little bit of edge over Terrence Crawford because, like you said, oh man, that's real. Because Errol just come forward and he beat you up so bad and bully you. And he did that with Terrence, but Terrence figured him out, and he was able to counter him.
Let me say this.
Terrence was a more pure boxer. You saw that fight?
Yeah, I watched that fight, but no, I watched like the clips afterwards.
Okay,
but all I had to see was the clip. With him and Eminem, I knew it was over. So, Eminem ain't gonna come out there for somebody who's gonna lose.
A lot of people said that.
Eminem ain't gonna come out there for somebody who's gonna lose. Come on now.
A lot of people said that.
Yeah, I mean, like that's all I had to see right there.
Dude,
so
I had it.
I knew he was gonna.
I had it 51-49. I had 51 Errol.
Okay.
49 Terrence Crawford.
Okay.
I think Terrence Crawford was a better. He definitely was a better skilled fighter in that fight. But I think overall, and I haven't seen many of Terrence Crawford fights, but I can tell he's elusive, he's evasive. I can tell he can box. He can box in the phone booth. He can box in the park. He can go toe to toe. He can mix it up. I've seen Errol fight too, but Errol never had to do that because Errol just come forward, and once he got you hurt, he just beat you up for 12 rounds. Yeah. He just beat up your body, bang you up, getting in, bang with you.
We'll move on to the next story, but let me just
cut me off.
Let me just say this.
Go.
I feel like
and something about to come out because he's smiling when he's saying it. So it's about to be some bullshit come out of his mouth.
I just feel like the elusive boxers, okay,
are scary and they run.
Yeah, they just run around.
So you think Terrence Crawford ran from Errol Spence?
No, I'm not going to say that.
And he's elusive. He's evasive.
But I do think that these elusive boxers are hurting the sport. And all they do is run around it's like it's the equivalent of
what did Izzy do? Okay. What did he do?
No, he was fighting. I felt like he was fighting.
He was on the back. He was on the back foot the whole fight.
I know, but he was coming up.
A couple of times.
He was coming up.
He tried to when he was down on the scorecards. My man just Dude barely kicked him. He just kicked his foot out here and there. Because I was like, okay, is he going to wham down the leg? He would try to do this and that. But he know he couldn't get close because man was going to count him.
Yeah,
and he was using the Philly shell every time. By the way, it's the same fighting style that Mayweather perfected.
No, this guy...
Canelo uses the Philly shell.
I'm not going to let you get away with that.
But the shoulder roll, he used the shoulder roll. Mayweather used the Philly shell and shoulder roll.
We got to move on to the next story.
You don't like when the truth comes
up. Go.
Strickland used the Philly shell on Izzy. And I thought Izzy would have won because like you said, I know him. I don't know Strickland. But even though you don't like boxing, but guess what?
What?
A boxer beat your MMA. He was a boxer and he beat him.
Okay.
With boxing styles. And dude, this is the thing. He wasn't using his whole body. He used that
he was
one,
kicking.
Yeah, dude, hitting him here on the calf.
Yeah.
But he fought him standing up the whole time. Only time he rushed him was when he dropped. But he beat him boxing. That's how he beat him.
I'm just saying, these fights are more...
I got no more to say.
These fights...
Go ahead, I'm going to turn my back
MMA is better because they actually have the fights that we want to see. And I'll just leave it there. Because there's a lot I can say.
You ready to go into the next one?
Well, let me say one thing about...
Okay, let me turn my back.
It's the equivalent... These elusive boxers are the equivalent to like somebody running the score out, running out the clock, you know, because they're just sitting there and then they know that, the officials are going to give it to them, you know, and so they just run the score down, run the clock out, and it's like very boring, you know. I don't really like that kind of stuff. It's not exciting. I feel like the UFC people really go out and fight, and they also fight against people who they could possibly lose to, which these boxing people don't do. That's why this one dude, it sounds like he's been sitting for 2 years, hasn't even gotten a fight in 2 years.
I will say,
and now you're about to go up against the best in the sport. You're about to go up against Canelo. You gonna get waxed.
I will say,
and
you're right. Some boxers should fight. They should fight. I will agree with you with that.
I'm gonna have to get some water.
Versus the MMA, they do fight. You know, they do fight a little bit. That I will agree with you. You do want to see these big fights being made. Fight this person.
Exactly.
Fight this person. You know, like Shakur Stevenson is calling on Devin Haney because he just beat Lomachenko, and they came up in the same camp. But Shakur is saying like Devin Haney, and I'm like, bruh, fight the man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shakur, I think he knows Shakur. That's gonna be a tough fight. Shakur is a bad boy. Not knocking Devin Haney.
Boxing people, get your social medias up, become big, so that we know who you are, so that we can follow these fights, man. So I could be excited. So I could
social
be like,
media.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait
fans.
to Canelo so and so. Because we know it's going to be Canelo every time. So it's going to be Canelo versus somebody else. And they're going to be like, oh, Canelo can lose this time. Canelo's going to lose. And then he just wins. He comes in and dominates.
Social media is up. Says the guy with the tight fedora hat on his head. Get your Instagram up. Listen to this, guys.
Get your IG
He's
up,
not getting oxygen to his brain. His hat is tight.
Let me get that. Let me get that TikTok. Let me know when you got a TikTok, dog.
I don't even have TikTok. I'm pretty sure they on TikTok.
Listen, let me get your TikTok handle, and then come talk to me.
What we got next, man?
All right, I guess we could keep it with sports.
Yeah.
Let's keep it with sports.
Coach Prime.
Coach Prime.
My guy.
Colorado has gotten off to an unprecedented start here. Coach Prime, who came from Jackson State. We actually, one of our first podcasts we ever had, we were talking about Coach him. Prime.
Yeah.
You know, leaving Jackson State and like, you know, coming over.
AKA
and
Deion
like
Sanders.
Deion is like, he's killing the game right now. His team is 2-0. Yeah. They beat two really tough teams that people were predicting that they were going to lose versus TCU at the time was like ranked and stuff. And they came in and beat them. And so not only that, his son looks great. Mm-hmm. The team looks great. And I'm just motivated, man. I'm motivated. It's great to see black people winning. And like right now, Coach Prime is winning.
Why you gotta make it about black?
And he's I'm just listen.
I'm just
bringing it out. I'm just saying. I'm just talking. You know.
I agree.
And you know, I mean, we winning on all fronts, man. We got Coco out there. Anyways, we're gonna talk about Deion first.
You can talk about Deion, man, bro. I'm loving it. You know, I think Deion is probably my favorite football player of all time. Especially,
whoa,
I think so, man. I'm gonna tell you why, because he's a corner, right? He was a left corner. That's his position. So I saw him at Atlanta, and I was impressed the fact that he playing football and baseball. You know, I was definitely impressed with that. You know, and I remember when they used to call him Neon Deion. He's on the field with all the jewelry on and everything like that. And man, and then when he left. I know he went to Atlanta. I know, and when he came to my team, when he came to the 49ers.
Yeah, he was at Atlanta first. And
then he came to 49. And he said he went to a lot of teams, and some teams weren't too welcoming, but 49ers welcomed him in. And I just wish, because we had Ricky Waters that year. We had Steve Young. Man, oh, my God. And we
had the team.
And we beat the Chargers.
San Diego.
And they had Natron, and everyone kept saying, "Oh, y'all need to be able to stop Natron means." And we crushed.
Yeah.
Man, and I already liked Deion. And I remember I bought the 49ers jersey.
Remind me, I'll tell you a story about it too.
I bought Deion's jersey, man. I bought his jersey. I think Deion, and it's just the speed. That dude can just, oh my God, man, he can just take off the speed, man.
Yep.
The level of confidence he played with. Now, I will say, you know, his sons went to the Gamecocks. You didn't know that, right?
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they came to Carolina, but I don't know if they played. I think they was only there for a year. Then when he got the coaching job at Jackson State, his sons, I think they went there.
Oh yeah, off air, we'll talk about that too.
And then now of course he's at Colorado. So with the naysayers, you know, Deion gonna speak his piece, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna, you know, hey, you gotta respect the man. So when he won the first game, and you had all the naysayers and the doubters, and then he was talking to them in the conference, like, you know, pretty much like, what y'all got to say now? And I was like, man, you know, this is just the first game.
You talking about when they beat TCU?
Yeah, this is the first game. I said, man, I mean, shut them up, but I'm like, bruh, you know, I don't want this to go.
I know,
go left.
I had that same feeling.
Then they won the second game. I was like, you know, Deion, and now trust me, I know he gonna get them guys right. I know he gonna get them right, man. That man live, sleep, eat, and breathe football.
They got a tough schedule though.
Yeah, they got a tough schedule.
Yeah,
they gonna be challenged. They definitely gonna be challenged. And you know, I would like that they win majority game. I'm sure they may take a few bumps and few L's here and there, but you know. Do
you think they're going to make it to the playoff?
I believe they got potential to make it to the playoffs.
Really? You think they can make it?
I think they can make it. I think they can make it, man. If they keep their level of confidence up, I believe they can make it.
They do have a tough schedule. I mean, a lot of people don't believe it, but the Pac-12.
Yeah, Pac-12, that's what they're in.
The Pac-12 has one of the best schedules for the people who don't know much about sports. But they have the Pac-12 is one of the best conferences, but they don't get as much praise because
the ACC and the
ACC and the SEC and all these other conferences.
And there's another Pac-12.
Although the Pac-12 is about to be over with because all the good teams are leaving.
They're going to the.
They're going to. Some of them are going to several different.
Because the televised.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting televised.
So yeah, I mean, like they're going to different conferences. But I do think that I think that they'll win a few games. You know, I think I don't think they can beat SC. I don't know if they can beat Oregon or UCLA.
Oregon's gonna be that's gonna be.
So I think
Oregon and Oregon who and UCLA.
Yeah, Oregon, UCLA.
Those definitely gonna be tough games.
USC. I don't think they can win those games.
I saw Oregon's game. Oregon looked pretty good. Then they won their first game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oregon looked pretty good. You know who used to play for Oregon?
Who's that?
You know Big Boy from Outkast?
Oh.
His son Cross used to, but he's not with them anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his son used to play for Oregon.
Oh, okay.
I think he was
Did he like leave in the transfer portal or was this like years ago?
No. This was recent.
Oh, okay.
When he first went to college, because I follow Big Boy on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And he would be out there at the games, and his son his son Cross, and he played with Oregon. But now I see he recently posted not too long ago. His son plays with another team, another college. I can't remember. I just kind of.
He probably left in the transfer portal because a lot of people have been leaving. I mean, that's kind of how Deion built this empire that he's got right now. Because I mean, listen, I know it's only been 8 months or something since he's been there, but like he has completely transformed this college by using the transfer portal. they got rid of like the majority. I think like 90% of the players and are new people, like something like that. So it's like crazy.
Clean house.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he had to clean house because you know you gotta. I mean, which makes sense because like if there's a culture of losing. You got to get rid of them people. You got to cut off. Yeah.
And then when you bring in the new, like when I used to teach boxing, and I was started off with kids, and I was working with I saw people would come for training. Mm-hmm. So when I had a female, and you know, and I would work with her because I wanted a female fighter, even though she was never going to fight, but I was working with her doing mitt work and everything like that. And she was good. Then I had other females would come and they would see her do a little something, but I'd be like, yo, I've been working with her for like maybe about a month, almost 2 months, you know? And then, so she would complain about doing the push-ups. And then the trickle effect, then the other females, they started complaining, right? But when she wasn't in class, I had other females working out, they would just go ahead and do it. But then she complained. So one day I pulled her aside and said, look, you know, you got to stop doing that, man. And I said, because you were influencing the other, you know, your other classmates. Because they never said anything about the push-up, the sit-up, because they know they need to get in shape. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But then when you saying, oh, you know, even though she wasn't like, oh, I ain't doing it. If I say, okay, 20 push-ups. Oh, man, how about 15? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Then I'm like, okay, then, how about 30? Then they, you know, to stop complaining, and I have them go run and whatever, jump rope and all that stuff. So then I had to tell her, man, look, you got to stop doing that because you know, you're affecting. Exactly. So I understand when he came in and he cleaned house because you want to take out the bad to bring in the good.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. It's like one bad apple. That's something that I've learned. Listen, man, that's what I learned this year, man. I was, you know, I had a project that didn't come to fruition because we had 2 or 3 bad apples, man. And it affected everybody else. It affected everything else on the set. And it just came to a head. And cancer.
Yeah.
That's why this film didn't work out that I was working on. So like, yeah, man, I mean, that's so true. And so
you got to stifle that.
You gotta get them people out of there. That's the only way that you're gonna win. And boy, did he do it. And look at Colorado.
And
Colorado of all teams, you know.
I know, right? Of all teams.
I mean, man, it's crazy. Like what he's been able to do. And all the people who didn't believe in him, talking about his son was a, you know, what was it, D2 or whatever the
not
swag.
Division 1.
Yeah, not Division 1 and like, they can't come in here and just do whatever. Yeah. Shador was like, yo, I think this is the most passing yards I've ever had. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I used to play on these other teams. I didn't even have that many.
You know passing yards. You know who he has mentoring him, right?
No, who's he got?
Tom Brady.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, it's Tom Brady mentoring him. Yeah. And that, man, when your father is Deion Sanders, you know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Tom Brady. But dude, think about it. Who used to hear about in the Pac-12 before Colorado? Like,
I mean, you always heard about USC. I mean, I feel like USC's always been a power. And then UCLA wasn't ever really good, but I always followed them.
You're from California.
It's like USC, Oregon. Who else used to be good back in the day?
That's only one I hear about, you know, if anything. And honestly,
Oregon.
And think about it. In the Pac-12, those pretty much the only games that was televised. Whoever Oregon was playing Auburn.
USC.
Is Auburn?
No. Auburn's
ACC?
SEC.
Oh, SEC?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did Oregon? Did they play Auburn?
They might have. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that they
didn't.
Probably did
Your boy did Cam Newton play in Auburn, right?
Yeah, Cam Newton was Auburn.
He was Auburn.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I thought they played, but
they probably did.
In the Pac-12, only games I ever seen UCLA and Oregon. Because matter of fact, Oregon even has a set of Jordans. You know, with the Ducks or whatever. They put the green and well, you're not a sneakerhead, but they'll make certain Jordan editions for Oregon. You know what I mean?
I know a little bit about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So those are the main. I'm sure there were other, but those are the main twos I remember seeing televised.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Pac-12 hasn't been. I feel like the Pac-12. The reason why it hasn't, we haven't seen it as much is because we beat up on everybody else. We beat up on each other. But if you notice, whenever we play against these bigger teams, we beat up on them. I wonder what our record is versus the SEC, because I feel like whenever we play against the SEC,
who's we?
We beat them. The Pac-12.
Oh, Pac-12.
Yeah. So, I think I think that we just beat up on each other during the season. Washington, that's the other team that a lot of people you might see a lot of. I feel like we always beat up on each other. We always, any team that we have might have like 3 losses because, they're actually playing against other people. Whereas like the SEC, man, I was looking at Georgia's schedule. Georgia's going to go undefeated. Man.
Oh, man.
I mean, like all of these teams, they don't have anybody to play against. No. You're playing against Kentucky and some of these.
And we played Georgia this Saturday.
Yeah.
We got Georgia this Saturday. I already know we're going to lose. But
I don't know, man.
Come on, Rattler. Don't let me down.
I don't know, man. I think they got a chance.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that, right?
So
we got a chance, but how does it? But a snowball's chance in hell.
No, I think they got it. Y'all need to. I'm not gonna say that because I might sound racist or something. Go ahead.
Go ahead. We already know you're racist.
No. I was gonna say.
How can a black person be racist?
Listen, they need to put. I'm not going to address that, but they need to put the black quarterback in. Come on,
who Rattler is black.
I know, but there's the other black quarterback. I'm gonna get us in trouble. I was about to say something else. I'm not gonna say.
I know, but the other black quarterback. Tell me you don't need half black. You need full black. You don't want no cream. You don't want no cream in that coffee.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh my goodness.
Rattler's good though. Rattler's good.
He looked good against. They didn't look good when we played UNC, but they just recently beat. Who was it? Furman.
I don't know who they just beat.
I think it was Furman.
I think it was a sorry team, but at least they got a W.
Furman. They got the W, I believe, and that was the home game.
Both of the South Carolina teams are losing.
I think it was both of the South Carolina teams.
Yeah,
I think it was.
I mean, Clemson lost versus Duke, of all teams. I mean, no offense to the Duke people, because I know Duke is getting better, but you guys got a good coach. But Duke, please.
What Duke?
Oh. This thing been listening to us. It pulled it right up. So y'all,
Furman, we beat Furman, 47-21.
Well, you're supposed to win that. If you lost versus
right?
Furman,
oh my goodness,
Jesus, you got some problems.
But we got Georgia,
so
Tennessee.
So you guys, what are you guys? 1-1?
1-1.
Okay. You about to be 1-2? No, I'm just kidding. No, look, listen. I believe you guys can go in there and get something done. The SEC teams aren't that good, man.
Other than Georgia,
I'm just saying. I know they want to put the last year Kentucky was in the top 25. I think they were in the top 20, and it was like, bro, you put Kentucky up there? Stop it. So, anyways,
yeah.
All right, well, I guess we can move on to the last.
What we got going on? We be on sports all day.
All right, so Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, you got to enlighten me about this one.
All right, so Jimmy Fallon, basically a bunch of his workers and some of his former workers, some of his current and former workers have come out and they've basically said that like the working environment on the Tonight Show is very toxic.
Like how they did with Ellen?
How they did with Ellen. Yeah, a lot of people are comparing this to Ellen. A lot of people are saying that he's coming in drunk.
What?
Yeah, really? He's coming in drunk, and like sometimes he has like really bad days where he's just like yelling at people, and other times he has like good days. And basically they've been saying that it's a very toxic environment. Now Jimmy Fallon has come out and he's apologized for his actions, and he's,
so he's pretty much admitting it that They're right.
Yeah.
Well, Ellen didn't. I don't think Ellen
be-
ever admitted anything, but there was a toxic
Yeah,
environment.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of knew that because a lot of people have been saying that he was a functioning like alcoholic. I kind of knew about that, for a while. And a lot of people like to make fun of him and talk shit about his like show because they're like, oh, he's like a bumbling fool and he's like always laughing at people's jokes when it's not even funny and stuff like that. I've always liked Jimmy Fallon. He's always been likable to me. I like his show.
Wait a minute. Am I getting Jimmy Fallon? He's not the one with the Roots, right?
Yeah, he's the one with the Roots.
Because he would be on Saturday Night. He did Saturday Night Live a couple of times.
Yeah, back in the day, he used to do Saturday Night Live. I think that's how he was discovered.
He's also an actor.
Yeah, he's an actor.
Because he did a movie
Taxi
with Queen Latifah. Yeah, that was a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
How many movies he did?
I don't know, but he used to act a lot back in the day. I remember that. I remember him like
that was
mainly.
A pretty.
And then he became the Tonight Show host, and so. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are coming after him now, and basically they're trying to kind of cancel him the way that they did to Ellen. What are your thoughts on the story?
They can't cancel nobody because, like you said, Ellen was still there. Ellen left when she was damn well ready to leave. And Ellen is still on the air, right? Or is that reruns running?
No, I think she's off.
She's off?
Yeah, I think she's completely off.
I
they replaced her with Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, I don't think they're gonna. I mean, you got to look at it, man. If because I didn't know this story until you brought it up. Mm-hmm. If he's coming to work drunk, mm-hmm. He's dealing with some issues. He's dealing with some things. Mm. I mean, if you're an alcoholic, let's say allegedly. Because I don't even know. If you're alcoholic, then obviously that's why they have Alcohol Anonymous. Mm-hmm. And they can't treat you until you admit you're an alcoholic. No one will help you until you admit you have a problem. Yeah. So
a lot of this stuff we should say is alleged.
Yeah, that's why I said allegedly. Yeah. So if that is the case, then yeah, I'm sure it's a shitty work environment. A person some people are friendly drunk and some people are an a-hole drunk, maybe allegedly, maybe he's an a-hole drunk. Mm-hmm. And, and people need their jobs, the economy out here is shitty. So yeah, maybe it's something, I think it might be a deeper rooted problem if he's, and you said they were saying he's a functioning alcoholic.
That's what they said.
You know what? I want to know, which by the way is my favorite band, The Roots is my favorite band of all time. Well, I mean,
really, I didn't know this.
My favorite band. But also I got some other favorite, like the Gap band. The Gap band is my Gap band, and of course Earth, Wind and Fire. I like them. But The Roots is one of my favorite bands. I'm curious to hear what like Black Thought and Questlove, did they had anything to say about it?
About what?
Because they're his cover band about
The
Jimmy
Roots?
Fallon.
No, they didn't.
They didn't say anything, right?
Yeah, they didn't really say anything.
So maybe if he is lashing out to people, he's probably not saying nothing to them. Mm-hmm. Probably like I guess the crew or something. Wardrobe, hair, makeup.
I will say that
line producers, whatever.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld has come out and kind of support of Jimmy Fallon, and he said he thinks that the incidents are idiotic and twisting of events. So I think he's kind of coming out against some of the stuff. He also called some of the accusations stupid.
So you think they're fabricated?
And claims it was all in good fun.
Oh.
So I personally, I don't want to get us in trouble, but listen,
too late
man,
for that.
I just think that's
trouble with that hat on. Nah, go ahead.
I think that a lot of people in today's world want their work environment to be perfect. Work is never going to be perfect, man. I mean, like, you're going to have days where things are hard. You're going to have days when people are going to snap at each other, especially if it's super, stressful to work in the environment. There is no perfect environment to work in, and so I think that a lot of people, you know, especially the new young people who are coming up, think that there's going to be some kind of whoosah type place to work into.
Same thing with Lizzo.
This reminds me of the Lizzo situation. It's like, dude, you're not going to find a perfect environment to work in. I mean, I would love to find the best environment, but I guarantee you the place where it's all peaceful and everything's amazing, it's probably boring to work there, and they probably aren't striving towards anything. Okay, if you're going to strive towards something, it's going to be hard. If you're trying to get with people who are actually doing something, it's going to be hard. You're talking about working on a TV show, man. That thing is stressful. It's never going to be the perfect situation. And so these people who are coming after Ellen, these people that are coming after Jimmy Fallon, these people who are coming after Lizzo, I don't know, man. It just sounds like you wasn't ready for what the task at hand was. Okay? And yeah, Jimmy Fallon may, you know, be a drunk or whatever. But I do know a lot. Allegedly, there's a lot of professions where people drink before they start working, especially if you're talent, man. I mean, we got, I forget, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They admitted that they take a shot before they go out and call the games. Okay. I mean, you got, what's his name? Beast Mode? LT, yeah.
LT used to do coke.
Oh, dang, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was lit.
See, that's what I'm saying. And then you got Beast Mode. Beast Mode said that he used to take shots before the game.
Ron Artest used to play drunk too.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think Ron Artest definitely had some. I think talent, some things going on. I believe.
You know, me and you work in the film industry, and I've been around a lot of actors who light up before they go out and act. I'm like, yo, they're back there, you know? And I'm like, there's this one actress, I won't say who it is, but she
Tell us.
No. Tell
the truth, shame the devil. Come on.
No, I'm not trying to get canceled. She came to South Carolina, and I guess she didn't know about the laws here, or she didn't really care. But, I mean, we were on that set, man. She used to have the Teamster vans. Man, they was smoked up, man. And one time, one of my friends said that he saw like the big bag of it just sitting on the chair. And he was like, yo, you can't be doing that. We in South Carolina, man.
She's in the Bible Belt.
She like, oh yeah, I don't care. And every time she would like walk outside, you know, she would, you know, I'll just say this.
She said she don't care, so who is she? She don't care.
She just said she didn't care. I'll just say that she was a child star. And you know, that's all I'll say.
She's white or black?
She used to be on like
what she was on?
No, I'm not gonna say because they're gonna figure it out. So I just think that I forgot what I was saying. A lot of people have to do a little bit of something before they go out and perform. And so I mean, look at like bartenders. You know, I feel like bartenders drink a little bit.
They do, but they're not supposed to.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I didn't know they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know, I feel like they do though. I feel like, you know, most of those people kind of do in the service, you know.
Some
industry.
because you dealing with money. Nobody don't want you drinking.
I know, but so let's be honest. Come on, I've bought drinks from my bartender. Okay.
Yeah. Some people do, and I actually heard a bartender actually says that. They be like, oh, yeah, shot. And they buy the bartender one. And then somebody was like, man, how you going all day and you ain't? He said, oh, yeah, but they don't know. I put water in mine because it's clear liquor. They put water in it. Or they be like, yeah, all right, yeah, shot. Throw it back real quick.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be smart. Now, I'm not saying they do that all the time, but yeah.
There's some bartenders out there that drink. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Because you were one of them.
Huh?
You used to bartend?
No. I know if I was doing that, I'd be drinking too. We gonna do it, you know? We're gonna have to do it for real.
But you know, in a work environment, you write some especially dealing in film, some work environment stressful. But there's been times I got frustrated, but I didn't take it out on nobody else. You know, things that happen on set and I couldn't you know, some things were out of my control. But it being that I'm the director and the producer, it still falls on my shoulder. So I got frustrated. I was about to cancel the whole shoot, man. I was like, and I could tell I was And I'm good under stress. That's one thing. I don't let nothing stress me out at the end of the day. I just say, you know what, man, I'll just back away and come back at this another time. Then when things happen that were out of my control, and I can tell that I pretty much I knew where it stemmed from. And I always got to the point where I was helping somebody on their shoot and they pissed me off and I was ready to put hands on them. Somebody that we both know. And I knew where that anger had stemmed from. I just need anything. That's because I was to that point where anybody can get it, you know. Just so happened you happen to be the one coming at me sideways, you know, when I was DPing running the camera. So I took the stuff off. I went in the room. I said, yeah, I'm about to light his ass up, man, you know. But I knew where that anger already had stemmed from. I'm already frustrated. I'm helping you your stuff, and I want to do my own project. And you know, my stuff is getting sort of lacking, you know. So, and that's why I think I'm good under stress. I don't ever want to stress anybody, and I agree, you know, work is going to be, allegedly if he was drinking or whatever, but even if I was on a set and it was like that, and it's stressful, I get it. But one thing I will say is I don't care who you are, Jimmy Fallon, you can be Will Smith, you can be Kimmel, I don't care who you are. Ellen DeGeneres, one thing is you not going to disrespect me. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm probably older than Jimmy Fallon. I know I look younger. I'm not older than Ellen. I'm not older than Will. But I don't care who you... I'm not saying these people are like this by no means. One thing is, the way I was raised, you are not going to disrespect. Because, for one, I don't have to be there. If you feel such a way, okay, then let me go. You let me go. I'll find something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll find something. And then who's to say, maybe after cooler heads prevail, maybe you might come, hey man, you know, I was on some, and I'm cool. All right, man, I get it, because that happens. Yeah. And you go back and you reconcile and man, come on back, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but like, man, bro, you know, you might need to try to get yourself together. I know it's, you know, it's stressing you, man, but that's why we here for, to help relieve some of that on you, man. If you need a minute, say you need a minute and go do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I really want to treat people the way I want to be treated. On my set, I never disrespect nobody. Yeah. I never do that to nobody, because at the end of the day, these people don't have to be, regardless if I'm paying them or not, they don't have to be there. Yeah. And they are a person just like me. I believe you catch more flies with honey. Because remember, we was in, and I remember we was in film equipment. No, I'm sorry. Film light. You took film lighting with me?
No.
You took film equipment with me. And I remember Russ was saying, I think it was it film equipment or film, one of the two. And he was saying like, yeah, you know, these people, when you're on these sets, they almost become like your family, because you will almost see them more in a day that you see your own family. Because you work the minimum of 12 hours, and sometimes you can go on like Power, for example. 60, they were doing 14-hour days, trying to, you know, because you got a deadline. Like you said, it can be stressful. And he was saying that, man, you don't want to be on set with someone all day that you dislike, or they dislike you. That's true. And I took that to heart, man. And I know how some people egos get inflated, and they feel a certain way, like how we was on Top Chef together, you know? And when you got pissed, you know, you was like, and I was like, damn, this dude really pissed. But you was like, man, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dude, you was looking, and I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to see you, you know, I was going to come, not saying I was going to jump somebody with you, but, you know, just, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of wanted to see you smack somebody, because I said it, but then I would have jumped in this, all right, y'all, but you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, because I know how it can be. Trust me. I know you felt disrespected, and as you have a right to feel the way you feel. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And I know who probably did it to you, but he ain't never come with his mouth like that to me. Because I let him know off top, look, I ain't the one. Motherfucker, I graduated, you didn't. I don't give a damn how, you know, I look young, but I've been in the military. I live way longer than you. And we were taught you don't disrespect people by the book, by meaning you judge the book by the cover. You don't know what somebody been through. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing for me. I don't care. That's why I couldn't even stay in the military. You let your rank go to your head. I'd be like, I know you wouldn't talk that shit to me if you take off your clothes. But we go to the wood line and solve this problem right now. And I'm a low dude, 135 back then. I'm barely in my 160s now, but I wasn't scared. You may beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but you gonna feel it too. You know what I'm saying? But you just don't just disrespect people like that.
Yeah.
Regardless, man. That's just me, man.
No, I agree with you. I think you're right. I think that I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, a lot of this stuff could be true. I always said this with the even with Lizzo. I said, yeah, a lot of this stuff probably is true. You know, I think there's probably a little bit of truth in it, but I think there's probably both sides. You know, there's another side to the story. There's always two
sides.
And, you know, I mean, who knows? I mean, he did come out and apologize, you know, and stuff like that. But I mean, the fact that Jerry Seinfeld is behind him, you know, and some of these other people, I feel like.
But Jerry Seinfeld wasn't. He's Jerry Seinfeld for a reason. He wasn't on set, and if he was, he wasn't treated like the help. You know, he's the talent. You know what I mean? So,
well, that's true.
Maybe he didn't see everything.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a toxic work environment. You know,
Jimmy Fallon's so cool. When you see him, man,
I know
he's killing it, man. He does those little skits with the cat. I mean, with the guests or whatever.
Yeah,
I was like, man, you know, but like you said, man, and then it's probably not. It's probably the network stressing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's probably stressful to have to do that every single night. And then on top of that, you have to perform. You got to be that guy.
Perform. You got to.
I'm sure he has to be that guy, and he doesn't even want to be that guy sometimes.
Probably.
And it's like he probably drinks to like get that guy out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and so
look at Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
You know his story.
I do. I don't really know.
You know his story?
What happened with him?
A lot of his comedy, because he grew up in a brothel.
Mm-hmm.
His grandmother was a madam. His mother was a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of comedians, just like with Kevin Hart, for example, he said, "Laugh at my pain." Mm. A lot of comedians draw their comedy out of
from what's going on.
And some of these things we laughing, but they really happen. I remember Richard Pryor had this one joke, and he said, "Yeah, I knew y'all was laughing at me. I heard that little joke y'all had." And I was just sitting there like, "What?" So he struck the match, you know, because Richard Pryor literally poured. He said he was freebasing, and that's how he caught on fire. He was doing drugs and the alcohol or whatever. So he struck the match, and it was lit. He did this. Yeah. I knew y'all said, "Yeah, that's Richard Pryor running down the street." You know what I mean? So, and then he really was on fire. You know what I'm saying? So he turned that pain into comedy. You know, and a lot of comedians, that's their therapy. You know, and trust me, I get it. You know, I've been through we all been through some things.
Yeah.
But he turned that into comedy. So, you know, they use that. They use that hurt, that trauma, or whatever they went through, or whatever they're going through. Like Kevin Hart said, you know, go back on him. Well, his dad was on drugs for real, and his dad didn't show up to his school. Where you say his dad had on sweatpants, you can see his thing. Tell me, you gonna learn? Tell me, all right. He said, "Yeah, my dad really, you know, he really was like that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, like you said, you know, Fallon, he got to perform, and you don't know what he going through. Because we all on the outside looking in. Allegedly, if that is the case.
Yeah.
You know, but he did apologize, so that would make you think there is some truth.
Yeah, there is some truth to it, probably, and
but I didn't even know
that's why he
this.
apologized. I'm just saying, there is no perfect like place to work.
No, there's none.
I mean, like I feel like I have a pretty decent, you know.
I think yours come pretty close. No, I can't even say that.
Yeah, there's a few that are
you
like
had an incident,
pretty.
So
yeah, there's a few that are like, you know, I feel like there's good jobs. But they aren't perfect. There's always going to be somebody who you dislike. Man. You're always going to have a boss that's a little tweaked, you know. So I just feel like there's not going to be that perfect place, you know. There is no utopia.
Have you ever
utopia is not real.
Have you ever had a job, no matter how long you've been there, whether short time, there wasn't any issues that you can think of? Any job you ever had? It'd have to be in film or whatever.
I mean, I think that there is a few people who I like working with, who I will work with no matter what. But I've never had a job that hasn't had any issues, like zero issues. there's certain jobs that I still work at that I just kind of play along, you know, even though like I know that they did some stuff to me or to like my friends, you know, but there's certain people who are in the industry who I don't want to work with ever again.
Oh yeah, I know people like I have people like that as well.
You know, I feel like it's a little bit different for us because we're freelance, so it's weird because it's like we don't really work for like a company.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, even like with the shows, we don't really like work for like. I feel like from show to show, there's different people in charge. So like, there's a lot of
even some contracts with audio visuals. Some companies I wouldn't even work. I mean they screw you up like, oh my gosh, man. Yeah. I'm like, bro, I think, man, have I ever had a job where there weren't
problems,
dude? I don't think the only one I can think of that came close. Now, granted, I didn't have no issues, and this was a seasonal, but there was some issues. But with other people, but then I was cool with them, so they would be telling me about the stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even though I'm not directly involved because I'd be out in the field. This was an engineering company I was working for, but they had some, and it was females. It was females. Not saying male don't, you know. One in particular had an issue, and I don't even know where it stemmed from. An older one with the younger one or something like that, and I don't know, man. And you know, they was telling me about some things. I was just like, oh, okay, you know. But I mean, like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only job. But it didn't escalate out real big or nothing like that. But it was a little undertone thing there. But at least it was nothing with me directly involved in, because I look at, man, dude, I try to respect everybody. I don't bother nobody. I don't wish nobody no ill will or anything like that. Yeah. But I don't think there's nothing with absolutely nothing. That particular job, nothing with me. Yeah. But I'm involved in anything. And some people just put you in stuff. Even if you ain't got nothing to do with it, be like, what?
Yeah, I know. So that's the thing. Like, you know, I just feel like it's going to be hard to find a perfect job. And I mean, like, there's some people who they just have to deal with their job, you know? And, you know, not everybody can just complain about their job and try to get the person who's ahead of it canceled. You know, I feel like that's a privileged position to be in. You know, or, oh yeah, I'm just going to leave my job. Some people can't leave their job because they're not going to be able to find another job that can give them the same amount of, you know, of salary and benefits and different things if you got that, you know. So I just feel like there's just too much of people, you know, complaining about their job and trying to get people canceled. There's too much of people getting other people canceled. I mean, like,
I still don't think you can cancel anybody, man. I mean, you can definitely.
Oh, people have been canceled. So,
man, they've been trying to cancel a lot of people, man. They you know, I mean, you can definitely lose some support. Honestly, I think the only one who can really cancel you is the you know, the big corporation. If you are signed or working for them, they're the only one, and they maybe can blacklist you. You know, but like you said, you freelance.
They can blacklist you. I mean, you can get like ousted from a whole industry. You know, like
then you have to go independent.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people do weird stuff. I mean, look at you know, Kanye. Even though he hasn't been like officially canceled, he lost a lot of money. He went from $2 billion to $200 million.
No, he's worth more than that still.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's gotten it back a little bit, some of it.
No, he went down to $400 million.
Oh, was it 400?
Yeah, 400.
But still,
bro, like, is that something to cry about?
I mean, if you was living the lifestyle of a $2 point billionaire,
he doing the same thing being a billionaire that he is at being
Maybe
a millionaire. But you got to realize now that billion wasn't liquid. That's partially asset. I know. That's partially. Yeah. But so Adidas went back and they had a whole bunch of stocks, so they still had to pay him.
Yeah.
So he still, he still
listen,
made
I
money.
feel like, there are like other avenues for people who get canceled. Like there's, other people, they found ways to still make
really
money.
Canceled though?
Yeah, man. Like look at like Kevin Spacey. He's like done.
They're not going to make a movie with him. But he was a pedophile, right?
Well, they just found out. I don't know if I should talk about it. They just found out they found out that he was innocent.
He was?
That's what they ruled in Britain.
But it was it was a pedophilia case, right?
I don't know. I think it was a sexual harassment case, but
with a young boy.
No, this was something else.
I heard what I heard.
I know. I heard what you heard.
Yeah,
I know what
that's what I heard. He was,
but he was ruled innocent. Is all I'm saying. It's like.
But what about the thing with the young boy? That's what I heard.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that.
See, that's probably why you don't see him. Plus, they cleaned up Hollywood a lot.
I'm just saying that, like,
cleaned up Hollywood a lot now.
I mean, have we seen?
Get away
have we
with
heard
back
from
then?
Louis?
You can't get away with that.
Have we heard from Louis? Have we heard from Aziz Ansari? Louis C.K.
I don't think I never even heard.
You know who he is, the comedian Louis C.K. How do you not know who Louis C.K. is?
Tell me, let me hear one of the jokes.
I don't know what his jokes
are.
Oh,
then you don't know who he is either.
No, I used to watch his show. Let me tell you something. Louis was
the
one of the best
bald head like dude, the white guy.
Yep. Yeah, he was one of the best comedics.
Look what he did, because he had a comedy show too. Look what he did though. What did he do? Tell him what he do.
It wasn't as bad as everybody else.
Okay, allegedly, what did they say he did? I knew
they said that he was. What's the correct term to say that we won't get shadow banned? They say that he was basically touching himself in front of women.
Right.
Okay, but he did not force himself on women. He didn't. Nah, it's still.
He never
up.
messed
it's
with
still
a minor or nothing like that, right?
He never do what?
He never messed with a minor or anything like that.
No.
This is so that's like indecent exposure.
Yeah, well, yes.
That's like indecent exposure.
And also like, I mean, that's pretty bad.
So, but he never.
Don't get me wrong, America.
He never physically touched a woman.
No, he didn't.
Himself.
No, he didn't
do anything. But dude, you remember now? That's when all the Me Too,
like that.
The Me Too movement came out. Remember, they cleaning up Hollywood. Well, look at your boy. Wait
a minute. Let's think about Aziz Ansari. Aziz didn't even do anything. He just had a bad date, and the girl mentioned it in like a Twitter thread or something, and they completely Netflix dropped his show. Like,
what show he had?
I haven't heard from Aziz for forever, man.
What show he had?
And he was one of the best comedians. He had something called Master of None. It was like
I heard of that.
It was like a good, like it was like a solid show. It was like Louis 2.0, but like for his people.
But also, man, you don't know. These people might got so burnt out, they might have decided to step away for a minute. You need to see, look, I got money. Let me just go back and reinvent take a hiatus. You never know. That could be the case.
Maybe. I know Louis is still doing comedy, but people aren't going to look at him the same anymore.
Of course not.
And so that's what I'm saying.
Is like, too.
When all this stuff happens, people don't look at you the same anymore, man.
Dude, look at Bill Cosby.
Getting canceled in the eye of the public. Like nobody's gonna look at Jimmy Fallon the same anymore now because a couple of people.
I don't think so.
Man. Listen,
people are
comparing him to Ellen now.
But they don't shun Ellen.
They're basically saying that he's Ellen. Yes, they do shun Ellen. A lot of people are like after Ellen. A lot of people. A lot of people already didn't like Ellen, and then when they came out with that, there was a lot of people who were celebrating that.
People love Ellen.
There probably is a lot of people
who was celebrating. Was the right, far right?
You don't think that? Look, first of all, let me think about this. Let's think about this. Think about Lizzo. She's one of the most recent people, right?
But she's not
Lizzo.
canceled.
Her reputation is done. Her show got canceled.
Oh man.
Well, listen.
Her show did get canceled.
Listen,
I don't think her reputation.
Her concert got canceled. All of that stuff, man.
Because of that?
she lost a lot of money.
No, I think she supposed to do Coachella or Rolling Loud or something like that.
She was supposed to do a lot, man. And there's a lot of people.
Man, I think she's still going to persevere.
I think the casuals, the casual fans of hers, they can't look at her the same anymore.
Nah, man. Except if that's the case, they said that Doja Cat went on a rant and talking trash to her fans and said, if you don't F with me, unfollow me. And they said she lost a lot of followers. She said, okay, now my real fans. And where was she? On the MTV music stage, killing it.
True. You know was Lizzo there?
But Lizzo wasn't up for an award, though,
man.
So you think Lizzo is done? You think her career is fried?
I don't think her career is done, but she's going to have to sit down for a minute. That's what happens, man. They give you a timeout.
Probably until this thing
cancellation
blows over.
is giving you a timeout. You're going to have to stand in the corner.
I think you part of the cancel crew. You be like, hey guys, who we going to get tonight?
I don't want anybody to be canceled. Especially the black people. When I start seeing black people getting canceled or people who I like, I'm like, man, what? Like, why are we just listening to people? Let's get some facts. Let's get some people convicted first of all before we start coming out here, messing with people's lives. You don't realize when a show goes down. I mean, I can't imagine all the people that were working on Lizzo's show. Like we're crew members. We know about what it's like to be a crew member, and imagine your show got canceled.
I mean, and I agree. That's one thing.
Off of some allegations that ain't even been like confirmed yet.
People hear a topic and already formulate an opinion. That is true.
I'm just saying, man.
You got to get more facts.
They think that they think that these stars, it just affects them.
What they say,
affects the people, a bunch of other people.
You tried in the court of public opinion.
Exactly. It affects a bunch of other people. A bunch of other people will be out of work. I mean, listen,
but if it is true, allegedly, should it be canceled? If it is true,
yeah. If it is true, I think that
they should be canceled.
I don't even know about. It depends on what they did. Like
what about you think old boy should have been canceled?
Who?
What's his Rothstein? What's his name? Not Rothstein. The promoter for the movies.
Epstein. Oh yeah.
Not Epstein. No, because he's dead.
No, he's still alive.
Is Epstein?
Oh wait, what is his name?
Epstein. Weinstein. Yeah. Right, Weinstein.
Yeah, Weinstein.
Weinstein, is he in jail or he's house arrest?
He's in jail. I think he's in jail.
I wonder why they locked Bill Cosby up quicker than they locked him up.
I think that he did a lot of bad things. He I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say it on here.
What, did he do something to you?
Trust me, he deserved to be in prison right now.
Did he do something to you?
He didn't give me a job. I'm just kidding. No.
Did he touch you?
That's gonna sound bad. I'm gonna edit this out.
Did he touch you?
This guy. I'm gonna have to edit this stuff out.
Keep it.
That sounds
Keep
bad.
It all.
But
you think he should be canceled?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt that guy, he did some stuff. He did some terrible, unspeakable things, and he deserved to go down. And all the other people who did terrible, unspeakable things deserve to go down. I'm just saying that a lot of people caught, what do you call it? We probably need to end this podcast because my brain. They caught stray bullets. A lot of people caught stray bullets that didn't need to catch it.
I think, man, if I was a child star, my career probably would have been over because there's a lot of things
you've done.
I know.
I knew it. I knew this guy.
There's a lot of things I couldn't do.
Shady operator.
There's a lot of things I just couldn't. I couldn't do. Now I won't lie. Now, if maybe
I know what you did last summer.
Maybe if it was like a female, depends on how she looked. I know my mom would have probably had to been like, nah. You know what I'm saying? But some things I was like, nah. I don't think I can.
We've all done like questionable things.
Not me. I've never done it. What have you done to cast somebody in one of your films?
All right, so listen. What?
You did something?
No, what are you talking about?
You said you've done questionable things.
No, all I'm saying is that I've made mistakes in my life before.
I remember that. They fired him, didn't they?
They fired who?
They fired him when that happened to you. Didn't he get fired?
Who?
When you said the mistakes you made, did they fire him?
What are you talking about?
Would that happen to you?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
I don't want to, I don't want to put your business out there, but I remember you said you made mistakes, and I remember that time. Didn't they fire that dude?
Okay, that's the end of the podcast. I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you for joining us on the Black Summit. I'm Brooks.
And I'm Hendrix.
And we'll see you next time.
All right, peace.
Peace. What are you talking about?